Yeah, it's rehearsal day for Revelation Percussion, a high school and college marching percussion ensemble based here in Fort Mill. And we're here today so that you can hear Ludwig drums being played. Before we show you those same Ludwig drums, you know, being made.
Make sure your hands are clear.
Yeah, these handmade, often custom-made drums aren't just the drums that so many marching bands play.
Ludwig Drum Company, made in USA.
More specifically, made here in Monroe, North Carolina, USA. These are also the drums the rock stars play.
Yeah, the deep history with John Bonham and John Densmore of The Doors, Nick Mason of Pink Floyd. You definitely see Ludwig having been a part of the evolution of rock and roll as much as the evolution of music. We do jazz, we do rock, we do late night, we do pop. When you think drums, it's Ludwig. It's what everybody knows, it's a household name.
Uli Salazar doesn't just work for Ludwig Drums, he also plays Ludwig drums. And he's not the only drummer you'll find here at Ludwig.
Our plant supervisor, he's a drummer. The guy in paint, he's a drummer. One of the guys down in assembly, also a drummer.
Just a connection with the past. Always been a Ludwig fan for years and years. So all my favorite drummers played Ludwig.
Drummer Dennis McCoy is one of 30 employees here at the Ludwig plant in Monroe, turning out about 160 drums a day for a company that's been making drums since 1909. Ludwig starting out in Chicago for 75 years before moving to Monroe in 1984.
Bird's eye maple, we use that for finishing veneer.
Because, as it turns out, making Ludwig drums is a lot like making fine furniture.
With the furniture industry kind of moving out from the Carolina area, there's definitely a lot of talent.
And there's no drum assembly line here either. These drums are put together piece by piece, person by person, using the same drum molds today that Ludwig was using back in the 60s, for the famous drummers and the not-so-famous, in a Ludwig drum manufacturing plant that's become sort of a Ludwig drum museum, too, including maybe the most famous Ludwig drummer of all.
Ringo's definitely Ludwig royalty, without a doubt. In 1964, when the Beatles came on the scene in the U.S., I mean, it really changed Ludwig.
Yep, this is the Beatles' first live performance on American TV in 1964. And those are Ludwig drums that Ringo Starr was playing then and still plays today. You rap for Ringo?
Yes. I've rapped all his for the last 33 years. Every one of Ringo Starr's drums. And it makes me feel good to know that I was a part of his drums during all these years that he's played on TV or in shows, concerts, whatever.
And Ross has been working here at Ludwig in Monroe since almost the beginning.
Well, I just love doing it. That's how I look at it. Yeah, I guess you could call it being an artist.
She's the one who puts the decorative outside wrapping on the drums for the music stars like Ringo Starr. She's been watching since she was a kid.
I remember going to watch the Ed Sullivan Show when he come on for the first time. That is way back in the day, but I watched it on my grandmother's TV. We went over to her house just to see it. Everybody at school was talking about he was going to be on there. So we went up to her house to watch her TV and watched Ringo Starr on the television on the Ed Sullivan Show that night.
And you wound up rapping his
drums. All these years I have rapped his drums. I get a lot of joy by seeing someone play our drums on TV and know all the different people that are listening and all the joy that they get from hearing our drums being played.
Yep, those hometown drums are also historic drums. Even if the teens playing Ludwigs today maybe aren't old enough yet to fully appreciate all that Ludwig history.
It's neat to think about Ringo Starr's drums were made in the same molds that these drums were made in.
And after 111 years of making drums for the famous and the not so famous, for young drummers like these and legendary drummers like Ringo, well, for Ludwig drums, the beat goes on in Monroe, North Carolina.